Please welcome Lisa Hughes, TV anchor of CBS Boston's WBZ.
Welcome, Cindy Stumpo, CEO and President, C. Stumpo Development.
That picture always cracks me up because it looks as if I have not brushed my hair in weeks. And in fact, my mother said, I don't think you had. It is my pleasure to be with you today for the Women's Leadership Forum, supporting the Ad Club. I feel like every time I come to one of the Ad Club events, I get to reconnect with people I really like and respect who I don't get to see often enough. I meet a lot of exciting new people, like the woman you're about to hear from. And I feel like there's always some great popular culture nugget that I walk away with. And the last time, it was the Serial podcast and the Rosoff Awards. Thank you for hooking me endlessly on that for weeks, and some of my colleagues. But today we get to talk about exceptional women in our community, and the woman you're about to meet is certainly one of them. Cindy Stumpo is a trailblazer. Beyond that, she is a comet. She is a star. She is the real deal, and she is a true Bostonian. She is a woman who has absolutely been shattering stereotypes and glass ceilings in construction for 25 years. She is the CEO of C. Stumpo Development, which is a luxury home builder and a contracting company in Brookline and in Newton. And as you're about to hear, she has done it all. She is a mom of 2 kids. She's running a business in what is traditionally a man's world, and she is gaining respect every step of the way. You may have seen Cindy on the HGTV series Tough as Nails. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And she was also named the Builder of the Year by her peers. And keep in mind, again, very few women in this field, and she is one. And one of her goals is to get more women into contracting and into this kind of work. So please join me in welcoming Cindy Stumpo. Hello, beautiful girl. You're gonna be awesome.
Okay. Oh, hi.
So those of you who saw Cindy on Tough as Nails saw one of the episodes in which you had a panic attack.
Okay. And I'm seeing my face here when I'm 7. I'm seeing my face here when I'm 50. Oh, good. I like that girl
I'd say
better.
both faces look pretty terrific.
Yeah, I think I like that girl better, but go ahead. She had no stress in her life.
But she has that look, like I'm dead serious right now, don't mess with me.
Oh, she was a punk, go ahead. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about this, because we all have something that in our moments of insecurity can threaten to hold us back. And I know for you, panic attacks were one of those things.
Or not having a water bottle right now by my side.
We can change
Does
that.
anybody have a water bottle? I don't care what you have, I'll just take it, I don't care. If you drank half of it, but go ahead.
But yeah, let's talk about the panic attacks. That's something that for a lot of people would hold them back.
Yeah.
How did you overcome it?
Oh, okay. How do I overcome them? I have never overcome a panic attack in my life. I'm stuck on sides of roads, guys, and I'm crying at times, and I feel like I'm going to die, and my life is coming to an end right at that moment, and I'm never going to see my children or my family. They're the most devastating things I live with in my life. But the one thing that I have never let them do is stop me from succeeding. And as much as I hate them, I don't care who's sitting in this room, and I say it in every speech that I have or any event. Everybody in this room, I don't care who you are, if you think you don't have something, which, knock on wood, I hope you don't, but there's somebody in your family that does. It could be a brother, a sister, a niece, a nephew, an aunt, an uncle, or just a good friend, or you're one of your children. So if you don't understand panic disorder, for me it's been very crippling, but I didn't fold, and I could have folded, and I could have became that agoraphobic that never left my home, because as you have a panic attack, if you know nothing about them, your world gets smaller and smaller. So if you have one in the grocery store, like I did at 27, I haven't been in a grocery store by myself since the age of 27. I haven't been in the Chestnut Hill Mall by myself since the age of, I don't know, maybe 26. So your world gets smaller. But I didn't let it affect my business world for whatever reason. Maybe knowing that I had a family to provide for and take care of, that was a drive that was more important. Again, my kids were more important than me. So that was probably the drive that kept me going and not folding and just keep pushing that rock up the mountain day after day. And yes, having a panic attack. And I'm not one of those people that have a panic attack once a month, maybe they go away for 2 months. These are something that I live with maybe twice a day, 3 times a day on certain days, some days none, more often, anywhere from 2 to 4 of them a day. And I still don't go running home. I'll get stuck on the side of the road, I'll get help, and I'll figure it out, and I'll go back to work, and I'll finish what I started. So anybody that has any type of panic or mental disorder of any sort, I don't care if it's depression, bipolar, it all kind of falls under the same umbrella. Don't blame anything on that. You keep fighting your way through that, because I'm sitting here and I'm living proof that I did that. I have fought my whole way with crippling, devastating, crying, feeling sorry for myself, why me? And then 20 minutes later, the panic attack subsides and I go on with my life.
Well, can I ask you about that too? Because on top of that, you at 23 are in a room with a group of men taking the contractor's exam. There are no other women in there taking the test.
No.
Here we are, 2015. When I think about building and working on a job site, I think of creativity and collaboration and all these things that women are inherently good at. Why don't we see more women in this field in 2015?
You know, I have brought on many, many, many women at Stumpo Development and have wanted them to succeed and have tried to help them succeed. I'm trying with my own daughter that's 27. And it's just all about insecurity out there. Men can, especially, let's get something straight right here, right now. Construction men are not these big, rugged, tough, musclehead guys that you see hanging on the roof, okay? They are the biggest drama queens I've ever met in my goddamn life, okay? So everybody get that out of your head right now. So when I have girlfriends in my 20s and 30s driving by my job sites going, hey, your framers, you see them without their tops on? And they're out there all tanned and buffed. I'm like, who? Like that dude? Seriously? He's such a drama queen, you wouldn't want to have 2 sentences with him. But they are the most incredible group of guys that they love me, they adore me, and I love them and I adore them. The one thing about this business that is going to stop a female from construction, and this is only my business, I can't speak for anybody else's, is you're getting intimidated by crazy guys that really, they're severe lunatics, but they're good lunatics. And that's all you have to figure out is their weaknesses. And once you do, then you overpower them. The one thing women are born with is a gut feeling. We know, as a female, we know when our daughters bring home a little girl to play with, or a boyfriend later on, or our sons meet a girl, or we know right away if that person is good for our children. We know that. So take that same gut instinct and put it towards whatever you're doing out there in the business world. We are naturally gifted like that, most anyways. Okay, I can't speak for every woman. I guess there's those, even those porn freaks out there, they're not too, actually, I look at them and go, wait, but they're not too stupid after all. I mean, they were born with something really great, and they're making a ton of money using a bunch of idiot guys to sit there and look at them and pay them $1.99 for every second that they're looking at what, I don't know.
I'm not interviewing them next year.
For all we know, it's a guy on the other line of the phone or whatever, on the other side of the internet, and they don't even know. So, just look at men. That's how I see men in my business. I respect men, I adore men, but at the end of the day, in my business, there's no reason that females shouldn't be pushing that mountain right behind me. And I keep calling Wentworth, and I stay in contact with Wentworth to find out how many females are graduating construction management. It's like some years I get none, some years I get one. They're graduating architectural still, design, civil engineer, structural engineers. They're still following that same pattern. Maybe they don't want to be on the field. I don't know. It's a tough job being out there in the field. I'm not going to deny that. I just spent 6 weeks. My daughter called me and said, "You want to go to the gym?" I said, "Go to the gym. I've been doing lunges all day." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, we have these 5 acres that we're building in Newton on the street called Dudley Road. So walking from house to house in 6 feet of snow, and what do you call that? That's a workout, Sam, okay? I'm out of breath out here. Now it's turning into mud. I'm leaving my boot. I'm walking out of boots on job sites and trying to suck the boot right out of, the mud. And then it's just, I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'm a lunatic to do what I do all day long, too. I'm starting to think that at 50. But in all seriousness, it's a great job. It's the accomplishments that you feel at the end, when that family moves into something that you created, you built, you put your heart and soul into it, and you know you did a good job, and you know that you're not going to hurt a client, and they're going to get a really good product. There's no such thing as the perfect home, but what there is that perfect builder that takes your phone calls when there's a leak, even if it's caused by Mother Nature. You still pick up that phone. Look, I can't stop 6 feet of snow on people's roofs. We sent out massive emails explaining to clients what to do. I'm on different news stations telling people what to do. That's the best I can do. But the ones that won't listen, I'll drive by, knock on their door and say, "Hey, you gonna clean this roof off, or do I have to send my roofers over?" "Oh, no, Sim, we're gonna be fine." Okay, 3 days later, water's pouring in everywhere. I'm like, okay, didn't we just have this conversation? But my business, what I feel in my business is I'm satisfied. When I go to a closing and I built a home for you or your family or somebody else's family, and knowing that I did all the right things, and knowing that I will stand behind that warranty. And by the way, if you're from Newton or Brookline area and you know the name, it's like you have a lifetime warranty. People don't know what a 1-year warranty is with my company. They think they can call me till 30 years later, 20 years later. I don't know. They'll probably call me on my deathbed. "Hey, Cindy, how do you change a light bulb? Seriously? You call me for a light bulb?" I'm an old lady now. But there should be more women doing what I do, but I can only go out there and speak with young girls, and they try it, they come work for me, and they leave and they just say, "Cindy, it's too hard." I don't get it, because see, that little girl right there, and I don't know if you've seen that picture or not. Was that picture put up there at all?
Yeah.
Okay, so that picture of that girl that's maybe 6 or 7 at best, she was a no-shit type of girl back then, and she's still a no-shit type of girl now. Okay, so either you have that in you. Yeah, I mean, who makes a face like that? I'm sitting by the pool with my parents probably, and my father probably told me something like, "You have to come," or that's a face that's probably, my mother's saying, "You just ate lunch, you can't go back in the pool." Like, that's a really stupid rule. I don't like that rule. I want to go back in the pool. But we know who we are. All we are, to me, is little people in big people's bodies. And some of us cross the line, and we become adults, and we take our jobs and our roles serious. We become wives, we become husbands, we become mothers. And there's the difference. Some of us become responsible. I was once sitting with a group of friends, and we had like a little reunion of kids I went to junior high school with, whatever. And I sat there, and there's 10 of us, and there's guys, some were guys, some were girls. I said, "I'm the most normal out of you guys." And they went, "Oh, okay, Sim, yep." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They go, no, let's get something straight. One person said this to me. "It's not that you're the most normal. You're just the most responsible." And that person was 100% right. I'm not normal. What's normal? And who wants to be normal anyways? That seems like a very boring life. But I am responsible, and I do take care of my family, and I do the right thing by my customers, and I try to do the right thing for a lot of people. And maybe that's why I suffer from these panic attacks, because you're trying to be so many things to so many people and have a career. Well, I'm finding out, guys, that Superwoman doesn't really, no such thing. We're just all doing the best we can do. You can learn through me, vicariously, that's it. I can't teach you this. You can teach yourself this. This is just talking to yourself, like when I'm having a panic attack saying, to Ray, I'm dying, get me out of here, get me out of the crowd of people, I'm going down, that's it. It's me talking to myself saying, I'm feeding the fuel, I'm adding more to this panic attack. It doesn't matter, you're not gonna stop that. That's the way my brain goes. Your brains work differently than my brain. Anybody that wants success, that's bullshit. Don't ever tell somebody like me, well, this is why I can't have it, and my husband is not supportive, and then get rid of your fucking husband. What do I tell you? You know? If he's holding you back, then out he goes.
Well, let's talk about that. We talked backstage a little bit about the notion of guilt. Because for a lot of working women...
And by the way, I can swear, I'm a builder. That's all we do all day.
Right,
okay?
and the FCC is not going to come down on me either.
I can, because the only word my guys know is that word. The please and thank yous, no, they don't know that word. They're like, huh? Did she say please?
You see, that word would get me in a lot of trouble at work.
Yeah.
Particularly with the microphone on, but you can use it.
A lot of trouble. Me, I'm not in any trouble. I'm a builder. I get the mouth of the truck driver. Go ahead.
Let's talk a little bit about guilt, because for a lot of working women in particular, that just comes with the territory. Particularly, if you've got kids at home, here you are, you're in a business that is dominated by men who might not understand in the same way what you're going through. How did you manage that, and what's your advice to women about working through that?
Try that again, because I just went completely off and had a senior moment. Sorry, guys. Welcome to low estrogen at 50.
Let's talk guilt. What would you say to women who say, I am in my world trying to have it all, as much of all as I can, which is having a career and being a mom and being present for everybody and saving a little bit of time for myself. How do you fight the guilt? How did you handle it, and what would you advise?
I think the question you're asking me is the guilt towards my children. Is that what you're asking me?
I think mainly.
And my husband or whatever, whoever I was leaving in the background in the dust because of my career? Oh, God, that's the worst feeling in the world. We're laying our own guilt on us to begin with. So we're out there, we're working, and we feel bad that we weren't there for the first step, especially that one over there, this blonde that's taping this right now in front of me. When I gave birth to her, she was my world, and I don't know what it is, with the first one, I think you're like a complete lunatic, and then by the second and third, you just go, here, take them, take her. The first one gets an ear infection, and you think they got leukemia. I mean, I don't know where our brains go. It's absolutely lunacy, but the love I have for this girl is, there'll be no other love I have in my life for her and her brother. He's on my shit list right now, but that's another story for another day. But the truth is that we can't like them every day, but we certainly do love them 100% every day. So I'm not feeling the same guilt as you are now in the generation coming up behind me, because now my daughter's 27, my son's 21. It's time for them to start, well, her. The other one, I don't know when, it's time for her to start standing on her own 2 feet, and she is. And the other one, okay, I guess I get another 6 years behind him. But when they were small, that guilt was so overwhelming that, you played bad games in your own head. And I'll be very honest with you, I did not have a marriage that my husband threw more guilt or put that guilt on me. That's not why my marriage ended. Had nothing to do with that. Actually, he promoted me. And when I would come home and say, I can't do this again, Joe, he'd say, yes, she can. If anybody can do this, it's you, Cindy. I don't know too many girls that could do this. You can do this. So I had the opposite there. But as time went on, and unfortunately, we learn as we get older. And that's I wish we knew now what we knew then, but we don't. And so all you can do is listen to other people's stories and try to vicariously figure it out. And I've done that my whole life through my own dad. But my guilt is my guilt. So other things suffered, and this is what suffered in my life. When it was time to go on vacation with my husband, that was a no-no. That was wrong, by the way. So any girls that are in this room that are newly or young marriages, go away with your husband. Because without you and your husband being together and having a good relationship, you don't have a family. And that's how a family pulls apart. So if you get a do-over in life, and you don't sometimes, and sometimes you do, the chain of command I thought was the right way. my children, my business, my husband, and my parents and my grandparents, and putting it all of it together. You're only one person. You only take care of so many people. So what I think she's asking me is how to live with all this guilt. I'm still living with it. Yes, I did miss Samantha's first steps, and I did miss the first word out of her mouth. But I have to live with that. And I'm sure on my deathbed, I will say, should have went out there and made that another stupid, whatever, another dollar. But we have to provide. It takes two people to provide today for a family. It's not going to happen unless you're lucky enough to find that right guy that can produce enough money to support a family. Good luck, and that's great. But the norm out there right now, it's taking double incomes to give our children the lives that we think they need or want, college degrees and, clothes on their back and good school systems and live in good neighborhoods and live in good communities. So guess what? Here's what I have to say. Guilt is guilt. We all live with it in some form. So I'm going to have to live with it. I own it. It's my guilt. No one throws it at me. My kids don't throw it at me. And God forbid when they try to use that one to get something, I'm going to right hook them like you can't believe, that they won't even be able to come after me with the left, because I'll just go boom, 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 boom. Again, that's called justification, but at that point it's time to put them in their little place. Like, really? Oh, okay, so you want to throw that in my face? Okay, well, then you know what? Then you went to teen tours to Italy, and you went here, and you couldn't have done this. Cut the shit out, okay? Own your own mistakes, and don't blame me for your mistakes. End of story there.
Cindy,
so we're all going to have guilt no matter what.
What does it mean to have or to be a good girlfriend? We talked about friends, and over time, as your life changes, how some of your friends will fall off. But now, for you, what defines your best girlfriends?
My father once said to me in my 20s, how many friends you have? Hundreds. He asked me the same question every 5 years. For whatever reason, he's like that. 10, 5, 20. I mean, as I got older, it got less and less. And then you realize that if you are lucky enough to have one really good friend that's going to be there for you no matter what, with no jealousy, no animosity, no, just total sincerity, that really actually loves you for you, not for what you can do for them, and not for who you are, or if you stand in some type of celebrity status, not be your friend because they're trying to climb the social light of where they want to be. You're a very lucky person. I happen to have 3 that are in my life that I could count on for anything. But with the success came a lot of friends I lost along the way, because their successes were maybe sitting home and drinking a bottle of vodka, or they weren't happy in their own lives. And to them, I was living the life of, I don't know what. I'm a builder, guys. I'm not on some private plane flying to Paris every day going shopping. So there's no reason to be jealous of me. That's the whole crazy part of this whole thing. What are you jealous about? What life do you think I have? I'm out there every day in mud, in dirt, in heat, in cold. I'm freezing. I'm 50. Get it through your thick heads. There's nothing to be jealous about here. Go work. I mean, I'm jealous of, of relationships between brothers and sisters that I don't have, because I don't have a brother. But jealous that if you're my friend and I'm going to eat lobster, I want you to eat lobster. I have friends that they want to eat lobster, but they want you to eat steak. Does that make sense to anybody? They just want to have that one up on you. So for me and girlfriends, it's got harder the last 20 years. And again, there's only so much time in a day. And I'm not going to be running out playing golf on a weekend, even though my whole family's golfers, meaning my son's going from amateur to pro golfer. My ex-husband was a golfer. Well, Sammy wasn't a golfer, so Sammy and I would be out spending the day shopping. Friends become mean. And then you have a TV show, and you think somebody's blogging about you from Boise, Idaho, who cares what they think about me in Boise, Idaho, right? I'm not in Boise, Idaho. Then you hire this really good IT guy, and he goes, that blog came out in Newton. I went, okay. Let's leave no stone unturned, Cindy, because that's Cindy's personality. We're gonna pay and do what we gotta do to find out where that blog came from, and that's what I do best. And I get to the, my mother has a saying, so now that you know the truth, what are you gonna do with it? Oh, I don't know, I'll figure that part out as I go along. And I didn't say anything, and I saw this woman in the gym that was a good friend of mine, which I thought, by the way, I'm so proud of you in the TV show and your career and blah, blah, blah. I grabbed her by her shoulders with everything I had in me, by the way, not to knock her down, but just grabbing her by the shoulders was good enough for me. I said, so if you're so proud of me, and I'm so wonderful, why the hell are you blogging under the Boston Globe article? And the face goes white. She doesn't know what to say. I said, let me ask you a question. How long have you known me? 30 plus years? You don't think I know how Boston people write? Couldn't you think? Don't you know I know this? I'm going to study every word, because if you're from North Dakota, you're going to write different than when you're from Boston. So again, the TV show made me, my world got really small for a while
And
there.
you didn't, that was something that you didn't love. Like a
No.
lot of people think, oh, if I can have a show, and that was not what you thought it would be.
No. I did a construction show. I signed a contract with HGTV to do a construction show, just like Mike Holmes, Property Brothers. I don't know if you watch any of these shows, but, and again, I went back in time and I got what they called the reality soap doc. So you had to watch the first episode to know who the players were. And then my building business became secondary to my personal life. And granted, the demographics were there, the audience was there, our ratings were there. No one can deny that. That's on the internet. But I didn't sign up for a drama show. So you made me feel like I went back in time 25 years ago when I was dealing with men telling me, or I would say to them, look, I know you forgot more than I know. It gave me that same horrible feeling going back into my 20s going, has time moved on? Is time moving? Or are we moving as a turtle? Because I'm not ready. I don't have much more time out here, guys, to keep coming out here speaking. We got to push this along a little faster, because nothing has changed when a TV show comes out and I am the drama queen. And I'm not a drama queen, guys. I hold no hostages, but I'm not a drama queen. So I walked away and said, I'm not going to do this. Now,
The word on the street is that you might do another show?
and Lisa asked me that backstage. We were just talking really fast, and we were, she had heard that. And I said to Lisa that, done my way this time, yes, I will go back to TV. Done my way. If it's going to be done their way, and you're going to put me as a second-class citizen, because sorry, I don't have a penis. I'm sorry, but I don't. And I am a female, and I am a builder. You want to put me out in the light that I so well deserve to be put out, I'm right on board. You want to make another reality soap doc with pretend make-believe drama, I'm out. I'm too old, don't need it, don't want it.
So in a perfect world, what does your perfect show look like?
What I do every day, let the drama be on the job sites. Watch Johnny kill Billy and watch Billy kill Johnny. I mean, who cares about what I'm doing? Just you'll watch me in there, pushing Billy this way, that's 6'2", and pushing Johnny, that's 6'3", that way. Or Billy might be 5'7", and Johnny might be 6'3". Doesn't matter. The drama is what goes on my job sites all day. Guys, I'm telling you, if you spent a day with me, you would say to me, you couldn't make this shit up, Cindy, what goes on in your life. You couldn't. I've been with Ray for 3 years. He says to me, all I want to do is wear a video on the top of my forehead and watch you all day long. It's lunacy, but it's actually fun lunacy to watch. And then, yeah, the nitty-gritty of that type of show, but with the final reveals that shows the workmanship that we do. Not that I do, as we do as a team out there at Stumpo. It's not just me out there. There's 50, 60, 80, 100 of us putting that house together. I can't take all the credit. I'm just a great orchestra leader. I'm just the guy out there, and I'm a guy, okay? I still call myself a guy. I'm just the person in charge of everybody. But it takes a team to make anything a good company. Whether it's, I don't care if you own a hair salon, and that's what I get called all the time. By the way, I ask people all the time. When people ask, what do you do? I'll say, well, what do you think I do? I always get the same answer. A hairdresser? I proved it to Ray the other day. I said, Ray, watch. I'm going to ask this person what he thinks I do for a living. Sir, what do you think I do for a living? Looking at you, you look like a hairdresser. I looked at Ray and I said, I told you, it's always the answer. Why do I look like a hairdresser? By the way, my father was a hairdresser. So, you know.
So he'd be flattered,
He'd be flattered. But I don't know, but I guess I don't look like a builder. And that's what I've heard my whole life. So I don't know what a builder's supposed to look like, and I'm still trying to figure that out 25 years later. I'm a goddamn builder, and I'm one of the best builders you're going to find out there, and I don't care what anybody says. But I can't make you a cup of coffee, I can tell you that, and I don't know how to use a kitchen at all. But build you a mean kitchen? I always thought that like that $12,000 Wolf range was just like a big cigarette lighter. No, seriously. I can turn it on. My father came over one Thanksgiving, I'll never forget, and my parents' ovens went down. They came to my house to heat up everything. My father's like, can you turn the ovens on? I'm like, you want me to do what? He's like, turn the ovens on. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. How long have you lived in this house? I said, I don't know, 9 years. He goes, and you don't know how to turn your ovens on? I go, no, I don't. He said, Cindy, you're shitting me right now, right? We're playing? I go, we're not dead. I don't even know how to turn that oven on. You might want to ask Samantha. She probably knows more than me because she's always baking cookies or doing something in there. I don't know how to turn it on. He looked at my mother and went, oh my God, this girl doesn't know how to turn an oven on. Nope, I don't. And it's okay. I don't want to turn an oven on. I got Ray to turn the oven on, okay? He likes turning the oven on. That's his peacetime. That's not my peacetime. I'd rather, go up to my room and relax and just veg and if I eat, I eat. It's like I don't live to like I've got to eat 3 meals a day. I eat when I'm hungry. I eat when I'm running, and I eat off the roach coach a lot, guys. So my health, I hope,
AKA
lasts.
a food truck?
We call it the roach coach, but yes, you're eating hot dogs and just garbage all day long. But go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I just looked over, there was 9 minutes, then there was 0 minutes, and now there's 39 seconds. So I'm going to use every last second of my 39 seconds with Cindy. For you, what would be a dream job? Given all you've done, I come to you and say, what's a project you've never had that you want, or something that would really excite you? What is it?
I love what I do.
So
No.
any home would be,
No.
you look at everyone as a dream home, potentially.
Oh, everyone in my homes is one of my babies. So if you ask me, do I wish I went down a different path for a career?
No, is there something you haven't done in your career over these decades that you want to do?
No, I've done it all. I've built every type of home. I've done everything I could do. So, no. I would like to be able to come up here and speak on that podium. And unfortunately, I've had to give up podium speaking because it's more anxious to me. So if I have one wish in my life, that's to wake up tomorrow morning. And I've said to my family and my friends, and I'll say it to you. I would give up everything but my 2 kids to wake up and feel that healthy, relaxed, peace of mind feeling. And I might never get that. So when I look at that podium, I don't want to do podium speaking right now, and I won't. Because on that podium, I get this lightheaded feeling, and I feel like I'm going to go down, and the whole shit show will begin, and then you'll be going, what's wrong with this woman? Is she crazy? I'm not crazy, guys. This is just what I live with, but I would, if somebody, anybody, one day might be able to help me, that's going to be the last thing on my list. For my children, I'll tell you, if I raise 2 good kids, when they're mothers and fathers and husbands and wives. Until then, the door's open. I live in a glass house, like we all do. I don't judge people. I don't want to be judged. Keep me out of your vocabulary if you have nothing nice to say, because if it gets back to me, Not
it's
pretty.
a news story.
Then you're in my face, okay? And that's not a good place. So I'm a really good friend. I'm a horrible enemy. And you know, I gotta tell you something really fast before we end this. This is where, and I'm not putting you guys down, not at all, I swear. But what's up with you guys? If you gotta knock my product after 25 years, and you've been a builder for 3 years, and you build 5 homes in your career, and I built hundreds, and you gotta rip apart my product to sell your home, and then I've gotta find that out, oh boy, that's not pretty. Because I'm going right to that builder, because you're using intimidation tactics. Sell your home on your own reputation, sell it because it's a good home, and don't tear me apart because it might sell your home. See, a bright person will look through that and say, if somebody comes to me and says, you know, it's between your home and Mr. McCormick's home, my answer is always this. If it's Mr. McCormick's home you want, then you go buy that home. What's ever right for you and your family. I do not ever knock somebody else in business. Don't do it, guys. People will read through that. Most people will. If a person has a half a brain in their head, when the minute you knock that other person, you just lost that sale. So if you're in sales, whatever it is, you're competing, always be respectful to your competition. You will shine. It'll make you look better. Even if you think, in my eyes, that Mr. McCormick house is the worst house I've ever seen, and good luck to that family because they're going to have problems with it. That's not my job to put down somebody else, ever in business. That comes from jealousy. Don't do it, ever, never. Not a good trait to have.
Excellent. Cindy Stumpo, ladies and gentlemen.